Hello. So glad you're here. It's a wonderful feeling to be here and to know that you're there. So, this is Barbara coming to you from Santa Barbara and most magically from the Advancement Center, created here specifically to welcome you to the new world of magic and miracles. This past week has been one of the huge waves of change from the unknown, bringing levels of knowing, joy, healing, hearing beyond the levels of your ears, and vibrations, and shifts, and creativity. What a week. Our dearest ones, coming from the outer reaches of the universe, spoke and were seen and experienced electronically and in person, and called David on Tuesday, Simeon on Wednesday, and by some miracle again on Saturday, and closely followed a short time later by Adrian. What a week. And I'm sitting here remembering, and I couldn't be more happy. A powerful vibration presented and persisted throughout the center. And the image of Adrian sitting before the rock remains so vivid. He arrived here on Earth in Scotland, and appearing here is the magic and the miracles, and echoes each and every one listening today or any time in the future, trusting the unknown has brought us together. And I just see it as following my spirit. The truth is, my whole life down here has been very colorful and fulfilled, because I realize now I was relentlessly following my spirit. There is no other way I could find myself here. Yeah. So, as has been my habit, it's a good one. I like it because it's my way of sharing my intimate thoughts with you as I write them in my journal. So here it is. First of all, I look at the date 2/27/2022, which adds up to 8. And that's the power of making executive changes. So here goes. Yes, it was 6:43 in the morning. Dear Simeon, I feel as though I just woke up. I opened my phone about 5:30, and by some miracle heard my own voice speaking Simeon's words. recorded years ago. I said, his words, experience the unknown is not some sort of fairy tale. The unknown was answering my deepest desire to hear truth. My broadcast is in about 5 hours. I thank you in advance for any words you might offer. By the way, I realized later that I was speaking infinite truth that was given, well, maybe it says it later here. That was 2011. And Simeon responded to me as he always does. Dearest Barbara, we felt you listening in a whole new way. You listened beyond your hearing and heard through a vibration of acceptance with no challenge from your intellect, which is superior and useful at specific times only. You got that one in. Where has your focus been? Where is your origin? How do you get there? Do you trust the infinite? How have you been living beyond technology? And we watched your fascination. With the end of all measurement. As a little child, you picked up a ruler and you said, what comes after that? And someone would say, infinity. And I said, I want to go there. But the teacher pulled you back and made you learn your numbers. Children have an affinity for infinity. It's natural. It's who they are. My mother used to sing a song to me. I never understood it before, but now I hear her saying, where did you come from, baby dear? Out of the everywhere into here. Wow. Thanks, Mom. I wrote something that I cannot read. The teacher pulled you back to numbers. That could be calculated by every form of education all the way. Blinders carefully placed and lived until removed. In your total state of openness, you listened and heard via the brilliant being that you are how a physical limitation has hijacked your infinite trust by focusing on limits. Your existing revelations will create a marvelous broadcast. Can't wait. Love, Simeon. So there's the challenge. All of a sudden, I listened and I heard what I have never heard before so clearly. Where is your focus? Well, for the past several months, I seem to have developed pain, inflammation, and just a real nuisance in my left knee. And I cannot get over the fact that my focus has been on my knee. But it's one thing to say that, but it's another thing to live it, because that misguided focus takes you away from the being you are. And the being you are is at one with the unknown. And unless you're experiencing the unknown, and unless you're depending your life on the unknown, you'll never see the miracles. You won't experience the magic. Your focus is number one. Be as a child and be all over the place and look at everything all at once. And that was exciting. And there's so much more. Yeah. Look at the magic that has happened so far. And you will know that it has started to be a natural part of your life. The minimum that you can expect is something that is outside your imagination and well into the realms of impossibility. This is your life, and this is what is in store for everyone. Now, this idea about your origin. Well, if you are focused on the limited definition of origin, well, then I guess I come from Brooklyn, New York. But that's not the origin. That's not your origin. That's not anyone's origin. What is your origin? Your origin is everything you have ever been. Your being throughout all the incarnations, all the experiences, everywhere. That's who you are. And it's been collecting and making you a richer experiencer of everything that life has to offer. So when you're speaking of your origin, you're speaking of the totality of your existence, which is eternal. That was thrilling. My focus was just a little off. I felt everything. I was excited. But what I heard this morning, because I was open, my intellect was still sleeping. It was early and it was wonderful. I keep speaking about the child of you. Don't leave them in the past. They're carrying your origin. Look up once again. And the infinite holds everything around you. There is another way to receive the infinite. As you look into the space that has no visual sense between you and whatever you look towards, find the subtle vision that you sometimes see a child using as they stand and look into nowhere. And obviously see something that you can't see. This is the space that is available to everyone to look at and see and feel the presence that is attracting them to a life of magic and miracles. This has been forever. It's amazing. It's so exciting. And I made so many notes and I had so many things to offer. And that child, I don't have to imagine it. But when my son, David, was about 4, I would peek out the window and there he is standing in a sunshine circle in the backyard, still. Looking, and I stood there wondering, what is he seeing? Yeah. That's why I so want to speak to parents about the treasures that they have. I remember when I took a walk with David. He must have been about 16, and he was, walking his bike, just pedaling, keeping up with my walking, or I was keeping up with him. And I still remember the street we were on, and there was a moment that I'll never forget. And he said, Mom, sometimes I feel I could see the whole universe. That was a moment in time that I was not awake enough. And I hadn't met Simeon yet to give him perhaps an answer that would have changed his life. I don't know. But that's how precious our children are. They give us an opportunity to see the future and the past all in one go. It's interesting, but something just came up for me when I started to realize how easy it is to miss. But with the world in turmoil, we don't have a choice but to be who we are and know what we know and live accordingly. And I gotta tell you, as much as I was an advocate for sensory awareness training, I see the limitation of the senses. I wrote here, almost 50 years ago, I worked with Mark Stebbins in a unique experimental program. He called it SRL, and I believe it stands for sensory relearning. We worked with a population that no one could reach and labeled them as adolescent, psychotic, nonverbal boys. That experience touched me at my core, and I realized what I have to offer. Yes. Now, 50 years later, I acknowledge the amazing learning of the power of a smile. Mine. And when I was gifted by a sealed off heart to a small opening, and most memorable was that boy's smile. It was wonderful. I've spoken about Michael Washington in past broadcasts, but he lives with me forever. At the same time, I was working with two young women, and my successful work with one of them, whose intellect far outweighed anybody on the planet. But I didn't know that she was the private patient of the director of the hospital. And when he heard her speak about me, the next day I received a pink slip to be transferred to another hospital. Yeah. That was another marker. People have their rigid idea and picture of someone in a psychiatric hospital, and it does not budge. So I was transferred to oh yes, but then I learned, so I'm learning limitations. Then I learned the limitation of sensory awareness. And that was the be all and end all, because sensory awareness, you could reach anybody, right? Wrong. I found myself as the geriatric director in a division of a huge psychiatric hospital in Brooklyn. Once again, the power of a smile. Mine, one of approval, is the only prescription and leads to trust once again. Take all the psychology books, all the how-tos, all the psych hospitals, and just treat people humanely, with kindness and love, and allow them to be. I often wondered, why did I choose this path? And then I realized I didn't choose this path. This path chose me. And now, 50 years later, I'm telling you, this experience was amazing. Mm-hmm. true. I just heard, as you look into the space, your eyes will clear and you will see with a broader vision that includes an awareness of our presence. Your spirit will soar as the light of our world enters. And with that, I'd like to say hello to Simeon, the light of my world.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go. Sounds good.
Wow. I didn't hear what you said.
It sounds good. Everything sounds perfect.
Well, that's good.
Good delivery.
But what's happening is this is all happening as a result of allowing focus to shift.
I
True?
don't have any words.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun to know that no matter who I'm talking to, no matter who's watching the YouTube at this moment or sitting right here with me, we're all family. We all care about each other.
That's the truth.
That's the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I've spoken enough.
Okay.
I just feel very grateful that I'm sitting in front of the rock and we all have this joy to sit in front of the rock. And if there's anyone out there who wants to join us, feel free. And maybe we could put you in front of the rock. We'll see. So for now, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And with all my heart, with all my heart, and the fly too, I wish you perfect life, perfect health, and an amazingly magical future. Thank you.